Today we will learn hypothesis in research. I, Dr. Hundrevale, welcome you all. The subject is Business Research Method and online lecture series, lecture number 17, Hypothesis in Research. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Learning questions for today's online session. We will try to find the answers of the following questions. First question is, what is the concept of hypothesis and what are various qualities of a good hypothesis? What is the concept of research hypothesis and statistical hypothesis? We will also learn how to frame null and alternative hypothesis, and we will see various steps in hypothesis testing. So what is the concept of hypothesis testing? That also we will learn. We will start with the concept of hypothesis. A hypothesis, plural is hypothesis, is a proposed explanation for a phenomenon. For a hypothesis to be a scientific hypothesis, the scientific methods require that one can test it. A hypothesis is a superposition or a proposed explanation made on the basis of limited evidences as a starting point for further investigation. Now we will understand the various qualities of a good hypothesis. Hypothesis, it should be empirical statement, that is susceptible to the observations. Then the hypothesis should not be normative. It should explain a general phenomenon rather than a single occurrence. It should be plausible, that is, it should not challenge the logic. It should be specific, meaning that the concepts are clearly defined. Moving on, we will see another good qualities of a good hypothesis. It must be testable. It should rely on sound reasoning. It should be nearly affirming the relationship between the variables. It should offer a valid explanation for some outcome. It should be under test in a valid period of time. It should have an if then statements. So these are various qualities of a good hypothesis. Now we will understand research hypothesis. A research hypothesis is a clear, specific and testable proposition or predictive statement about the possible outcome of a scientific research study based on a particular property of a population, such as presumed differences between the groups on a particular variable or relationship between the variables. Statistical hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis is an assumption about a population parameter. This assumption may or may not be true. A statistical hypothesis, sometimes called as confirmative data analysis, is a hypothesis that is testable on the basis of observing a process that is modeled via a set of random variables. Thus, a statistical hypothesis test is a method of statistical inference. Commonly, two statistical datasets are compared. For a data set obtained by sampling is compared against a synthetic data set from an idealized model. For instance, the statement that a population mean is equal to 10 is an example of statistical hypothesis. Researcher might conduct a statistical experiment to test the validity of this hypothesis. So we have seen research hypothesis and statistical hypothesis. Now we will try to understand the difference between research and statistical hypothesis. We will start with research hypothesis. So we have seen that research hypothesis is based on observations. You observe something and hypothesize it. It is a simple form of research questions and cannot be tested in statistical method. For example, if researcher wants to test a new drug against the old one and thinks that newer is superior, Then alternate is research hypothesis. Now we will see what is statistical hypothesis. Statistical hypothesis depends upon your experimental design and how you use the statistical test based on the variables. From this, you construct a null and alternative hypothesis and not from the research hypothesis. Statistical methods can test only homogeneity and could not test heterogeneity. That is why default hypothesis for statistical test is null hypothesis. If statistical test fails to accept null hypothesis, then by default you need to go for alternative hypothesis. For example, if researcher thinks that newer drug is not so effective, then null hypothesis is research hypothesis. So this is about research versus statistical hypothesis. Moving on, now we will understand the important about hypothesis. There are two criteria for good hypothesis. Number one, hypotheses are the statements about relationship between variables, and hypotheses carry clear implications for testing and stated relationship. These criteria mean then the hypothesis statements contain two or more variables that are measurable or potentially measurable and that they specify how the variables are related. Now we will understand some diagrammatic representation of hypothesis concept. So a hypothesis usually indicates x and y variables under study. So maybe dependent variable and independent variable. So x is a variable and y is a variable. So x and y both are the variables which are under our study. So maybe x causes y or x is related to y. Suppose we will take one example where variable x is enhancement in service quality and variable y is customer satisfaction. Now you can easily say that if the enhancement in the service quality exceeds, then customer satisfaction will exceed. So there is a positive relationship between these two variables. Enhancement in service quality is independent variable, whereas customer satisfaction is depending on the enhancement in service quality. So customer satisfaction here is dependent variable. So this diagrammatic representation indicates that there is a positive relationship between the variables under study. That is, when there is enhancement in service quality, there will be increase in customer satisfaction. We will consider another example. Consider x causes y or x is related to y. Suppose there are again two variables. Variable x, that is increase in service prices, and variable y is again customer satisfaction. Earlier we have seen enhancement in service quality and its impact on customer satisfaction. Now we have replaced enhancement in service quality with increases in service prices. So logically also we can say that if increases in service prices, that will have a negative relationship between customer satisfaction. So here customer satisfaction is again a dependent variable which depends on the increases in service prices. So increase in service prices is independent variable. Now this negative indicates, this diagrammatical represent indicates that there is a negative relationship between the variables under study. That is, when there is increase in the service prices, then there will be decrease in the customer satisfaction. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the hypothesis. Now we will understand important concepts of null, alternative, directional and non-directional hypothesis. Moving on, we will start with null hypothesis. The null hypothesis states that there is no relationship between the two variables being studied. That is, one variable does not affect the other variable. It also states the results are due to coincidental and not supporting the thought of investigation, as variables are not significantly related to each other. So there is no relationship between the variables, that is null hypothesis. And just opposite to this, alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis states that there is a relationship between two variables being studied. One variable has effect on another variable. It states results are not due to coincidental and supporting the thought of investigation, as variables are significantly related to each other. So this is alternative hypothesis where the variables are significantly related to each other, that is, they are having impact on each other. Now we will understand directional hypothesis. A directional hypothesis is a prediction made by a researcher regarding a positive or negative relationship or difference between two variables in a same population. This prediction is typically based on past research, accepted theory, extensive experience, or literature on the topic. Researcher typically develops a directional hypothesis from research questions and uses a statistical method to check the validity of the hypothesis. A one-tailed directional hypothesis predicts the nature of the effect of independent variable on dependent variable. Keywords that distinguish a directional hypothesis are higher, lower, more, less, increase, decrease, positive, and negative. Example: students who studies regularly shall get more marks in the examination, or students or learners who are watching videos of Dr. Rohan Daiwale will definitely get good marks in the examination. So such keywords are used in directional hypothesis. Now we will understand non-directional hypothesis. A non-directional hypothesis is a type of alternative hypothesis used in statistical significance testing. For research questions, two rival hypotheses are formed. First is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So the null hypothesis states that there is no difference between the variables being compared, or that any difference that exists or does exist can be explained by a chance. And another is alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis states that the observed difference is likely to be genuine and not likely to have occurred by a chance alone. A two-tailed non-directional hypothesis predicts that the independent variables will have an effect on the dependent variable, but the direction of the effect is not specified. Here we can take example: there will be a difference in marks in examination when student studies regularly. So this is the example of non-directional hypothesis. Now we have seen null and alternative hypotheses. Those are very much effective and useful for us. So we will try to understand how to frame the null and alternative hypothesis. A hypothesis test examines two opposing hypotheses about a population: the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. How you set up these hypotheses depend on what you are trying to show or trying to measure. Null hypothesis, that is usually denoted by H0 or H null. The null hypothesis states that a population parameter is equal to a value. The null hypothesis is often an initial claim that researcher specifies using previous research or knowledge. Alternative hypothesis, that is generally denoted by H1 or H suffix small a. Small a. The alternative hypothesis states that the population parameter is different than the value of the population parameter is null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis is what you might believe to be true or hope to prove true. So this is about alternative hypothesis. Now we will understand the basic concept of hypothesis testing. A hypothesis test is a statistical test that is used to determine whether there is enough evidence in a sample of data to infer that a certain condition is true for the entire population. A hypothesis test examines two opposing hypotheses about a population, that is, the null and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis is statement being tested. The theory, methods, and practice of testing a hypothesis are done by comparing it with the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is only rejected if its probability falls below a predetermined significant level, in which case the hypothesis testing being tested is said to have the level of significance. Usually, the null hypothesis is a statement of no effect or no difference. The alternative hypothesis is the statement you want to be able to conclude is true. Based on the sample data, the test determines whether to reject the null hypothesis. You use a p-value to make a determination. If the p-value is less than or equal to the level of significance, which is the cutoff point that you define, then you can reject the null hypothesis. A common misconception is that statistical hypothesis tests are designed to select the more likely of two hypotheses. Instead, a test will remain with the null hypothesis until there is enough evidence or data to support the alternative hypothesis. So keep that in mind. Now we will understand the four steps of hypothesis testing. All hypotheses are tested using four steps process. The first step is for the analyst to state the two hypotheses so that only one can be right. The second step is to formulate the analysis plan which outlines how the data will be evaluated. The third step is to carry out the plan and physically analyze the sample data. And the fourth and the final step is to analyze the results and either accept or reject the null hypothesis. So these are various four steps. Using these four steps, you can easily test the hypothesis. Now we will understand the important part, that is proposing a hypothesis statements using some situations. So we will take study number 1, level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. So here, suppose there is a workshop, and in that workshop management has appointed some supervisors. Now closeness of worker supervisor and its impact or its association with the level of worker output. So these are our two variables under study. So what is dependent variable and what is independent variable? You can pause the video and you can think, and then you can check the answers. The answer is dependent variable is, yes, dependent variable is level of worker output, and independent variable is closeness of worker supervision, because level of worker output is depend on the closeness of worker supervision. So maybe because of worker supervision output will increase, or because of closeness of worker supervision, output will decrease. That depends on the situation. But here we just want to analyze whether there is any association between the worker output and the closeness of worker supervision. So, how to frame the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? So, there are two variables, one is dependent variable and another is independent variable. So, null hypothesis will be there is no association between the variables under study. So, we can easily say that null hypothesis, that is H0, there is no significant association between level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. So there is no significant association between dependent and independent variable. So this is the null hypothesis. Now similarly, framing alternative hypothesis is very much easy because alternative hypothesis will state that there is association. So alternative hypothesis, that is denoted by H1 or HA, there is a significant association between level of worker output and closeness of worker supervision. So there is a significant association between dependent variable and independent variable. So it is very much easy. You can take any study. Just you need to identify the dependent and independent variable, and your null hypothesis will be there is no significant impact or association or relation whatever. So there is no significant association between dependent and independent variable. And alternative hypothesis, there is a significant association between dependent variable and independent variable. So we will take another study for your simplicity and example. So study number 2, just consider this example: attendance in the class and student performance in the examination. Now I want to study whether students' performance in examination enhances with their attendance or not. So is there any relationship between attendance in class and students' examination? Okay. So what will be my dependent variable and what will be my independent variable? You can pause the video and you can give the answers and you can later on check. So yes, your answers are dependent variable is students' performance in the examination because I think that it depends on the attendance in the class. So independent variable will be attendance in the class. So now how you will frame the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis? So you have dependent variable, you have independent variable. So if there is no significant association between dv, that is dependent variable, and idv, that is independent variable, so my null hypothesis will be there is no significant association between students' performance in examination and attendance in class. Okay, so we will check whether our answer is correct or not. Okay, so what is my null hypothesis? That is H0. There is no significant association between the attendance in the class and students' performance in the examination. Correct. And what is my alternative hypothesis? That there is a significant association. So there is a significant association between attendance in class and students' performance in the examination. Okay. So it is very much easy to frame the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis using dependent and independent variable. So what we have learned? We have learned a lot of things today. We have learned the concept and qualities of good hypothesis. Then we have seen the concept of research hypothesis and statistical hypothesis. We have also seen how to frame null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis using dependent and independent variable. We have seen the basic concepts and 4 steps of hypothesis testing. So what is next? In my next video, we will understand the secondary data versus primary data. So don't miss my next lecture. Till then, keep thinking and keep learning. Keep watching my channel. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, and turn on the bell icon for further notification. All the best for your examination. And these are some references that I have used to